Right, we're off. So today we are welcomed by none other than my old mate Alex Matvienko and a lady who has been repeatedly called one of boxing's hottest prospects. Her name is Cindy Ngamba. Welcome both to you to Softbox.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Cindy, first things first. Did I pronounce your name badly?
Yes, you did. It's okay though. It's all good. It's all good. It's Ngamba. It's all good. I get it all the time, man. Don't worry.
Nagamba. Okay. Well, just to say, I come from Italian heritage, and
All
when you
right.
say in gamba, that means smart, intelligent, or a good person, something like that. So
Yeah,
you're already
yeah.
been blessed with all of the above, you know. So right, listen, down to business. Firstly, congratulations. Last week you won gold at the 2024 World Boxing Cup GB Open Final. How does that feel?
Obviously, I'm very happy. I'm overwhelmed. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I was given to take part in the tournament. It's been a while since GB boxing. I have had like a international tournament in the UK after like, I think 2 years now. So it was a good it was a great opportunity for me to compete in in the UK. I had my family there, my friend there, people from home to watching on TV because it was live on BBC iPlayer and YouTube GB Boxing and the World YouTube Boxing too on YouTube. So it was a great opportunity. And the gym where I trained to was like 20-second walk to the ring to where we was fighting. So it was kind of like I just thought, okay, this is just like sparring, just like training. So I have to go and do it then.
Amazing. Well, so this is not actually your first taste of gold, though. So tell us about some of your other achievements in amateur boxing so far.
um, I gotta remember. I think I got hate too many. I get hate too many times, man.
Nonsense.
um, I won
Three
the I won
titles.
the years
Yeah.
three-way category and one in 2019 and I think one in 2021 and then one in 2022 if I get it right. Then I won gold again internationally in the Hungarian tournament. Then I won two gold in the Winter Box Cup in the UK. Um, and then I won another gold just now in Tama. I won another gold in Tama. I forgot before this the world, and I won gold in the world. Yeah.
Wow. I heard a lot of one word mentioned there, and it was called gold. A lot of gold, you know. So congratulations. That's one hell of a CV. What I'd like to do, if it's okay with you, is I would like to take things back a little bit and explain to the viewers about how your journey started. Because as a person who's written a lot of life stories, uh, for me, what makes a boxer's persona, their character, etc., that little bit more special is the sacrifices and the journey they've had to come to where they are. So let's talk about how you got to Bolton. So if you can start us off from where you were born and how you've ended up in sunny Bolton.
Um, I was born in Cameroon. The city was called Douala. And the town was called Bonapriso. Came in the UK when I was 11 years old. Um, my uncle bought me my brother called Kenneth Ngamba um, in in um, in England because he wanted us to have a better future and better things in life. And when we bought us in the UK, I didn't even know I was coming to the UK. Or I go in the plane. I go in the plane and it was the first time getting in the plane. I think the takeoff, I ended up vomiting and oh my god, I remember like it was yesterday because it was my first time getting the plane. So I kind of panicked because I was like, you're putting me in this thing and you tell me I'm going to be in the air for this amount of time. Anyway, and then he dropped us. My dad dropped us at the airport. We come out of the airport, and my dad is standing outside with his car. And yeah, that was the last time I saw my uncle. I never saw him again. And then my dad took us back at home and back to Bolton. That's where we always been based in Bolton. I've always been based in Bolton ever since I came in the UK. And yeah, and then that's how it started.
Tell me how you got involved in boxing.
So when I first got in the UK, I used to go to school. I used to go to a school where the teacher had to speak English properly. English is not my first language. I had to learn it when I came in the UK. And they brought us like the school where the teacher had to pronounce word properly. And before going into the actual school. And when I go into actual school, I spent 2 years in that school where they taught me how to speak English. I didn't fully speak English at that time, but when I went to my school in Bolton called Middle School, I was originally meant to be in year 7 because of my age. They put me into year 8 straight away. So I was taller than the people in my year, and I was like the biggest person. So and when I first came in the UK, I think the English barrier once and not being familiar with the place kind of like put me in my shell. So I was a bit like quiet, very shy, and very like don't talk or etc. So I used to like people used to bully me and and make fun of me etc. because of my accent and the way I speak English and how like I would just not even have anything back to back up myself. And even though I had like all my siblings in school, I had like loads of siblings. So my similar school, the Gambas were known because like you have like Jordan the Gambler, Larissa the Gambler, Sandra the Gambler, Amani the Gambler, Lena the Gambler. So like when we have attendance day and they do like attendance, they give you certificate for attendance, we'll be like, oh no, because they'd be like Sandra the Gambler, and then we all have to come on up downstairs on the stage, and everyone is looking at you, just like this is embarrassing. Everyone is looking at you because like you have about 9 siblings in the same school, and they all know, oh, there's Ngamba there's Ngamba there. But anyway, um, yeah, like I said, I got bullied in school, and that was a rough one. No matter how my sibling was trying to like protect me as much, but it ended up having an effect on me. So I think I showed even more. And then all I would do is finish school, go home, and just watch TV and finish TV and just eat my food and go to bed. I think because I was getting so bullied, I turned to like just food wise. So I ended up putting like a mad amount of weight. I didn't even notice. I was still young. I was still 12. But I think I got onto a point when I was like 110 kg. And then my brother, Kenneth Ngamba, the one that I'm living with at the moment, he's like my father, basically. I call him my father because he does everything for me. He takes care of me. He's only 1 year older than me, by the way, and he's like a father. I always say like he's like a 50-year-old man in a 26 body. But after I was 110 kg, my brother said, "Okay, well, I need you to start moving. I need you to do something. You can't just sit at home doing nothing." So, he found like a club. Them handout flyer they give for like club to advertise. The club was called Bolton Lads and Girls Club, and I started playing football there. I joined the female football team, and then from there I got bored because like some of the female that I was in the team we were not taking it serious now. And I was like, okay, I got bored now. And one day, as I was walking out of the field, because in Bolton and Girls Club, they have like an outside field. I was going up the stairs to go inside the club to go out, to go home. There was loads of boys coming out of one room. They were all sweating and smelling, and then a flame coming out their back. And I was like, what is that? I'm interested in that. So I went, as they were coming out, I went in. I was still shy because it was just boy coming out, and they were all looking at me like, and I was like, I'm gonna go in and check. Open the door, all I hear people smacking the bag, like a wind of like the smell just hitting me, and then it's sweat, it's just hot, it's boiling in there, and I'm thinking and I see the boxing ring, boys inside hitting the bag, sparring, and I'm thinking. I wasn't even scared. I was like, I'm interested. I'm interested. I want to know what this is. Obviously, as I look straight, my coach, my very first coach called Dave Lango, and he's still on my side, telling me off for certain things that I do wrong time to time. I don't like when people tell. I don't mind people telling me off, but when he tells me off, it leaves like a scar on me because I don't like it. I don't like it when he tells me off because I know I'm aware of it, but when he says it too, it's even worse. But anyway, and then there was Nick Raymond, and um, you know, they told me the timetable. They told me about, oh, you're interested in boxing, yeah. Actually, it wasn't even my coach Dave Langon. He wasn't even interested in me. He looked at me and he just kept on going about with his session. It was Nick Raymond that actually came and was like, oh, you're interested in boxing? It started this time, this time. Anyway, went home, came back the next day. I thought they were going to teach me how to box and etc. Walk in, and my coach Dave Langon tells me, get a skipping rope. I get a skipping rope. All I did for the 1 hour and a half of the session was skip 3 minutes, 10 press, 10 sit up for the whole session. And I was like, I look at him and I'm thinking, he's telling some of the boys, put gloves on, hit the bag. Let me show you how to keep your hands up. He's showing them how to stand in boxing stand. I'm thinking he's gonna make me do the same. No, I was so angry, so I was like, but then I knew that that's just his way on like trying to like test if I can still handle the why he's trying to challenge me. With next I came, did the same thing. I kept on coming. I kept on coming. I think after nearly 1 year, that's when he started paying attention to me. So at that time, I remember I was 110 kg. I think I lost about maybe I must have lost about um maybe 20 kg at that time because all I was doing was skipping, press up, sit up. That's all I did. And then and I was eating right too. I was taking it very serious because I knew that he was just trying to test me. But then in my head, I was like, one day he's gonna let me put gloves on. One day he's gonna teach me boxing, etc. And then I think they were weighing up the boy. Some of the boys were getting weighed. I think they were fighting, and then he told me to come on the scale. But then I was a bit like, oh, I don't want to be scaled. I don't want to weigh myself in front of the boys. So I think I didn't have to tell him. I think my face just showed it to him. So he took the weighing scale on the side and he told me to weigh on it so that he can be the only one to look at my weight. And I was like 91 something, and I could see that he was very surprised how much weight I lost, but he didn't want to show it to me. So I was like, get him. But anyways, I kept on coming for like a couple of weeks. And then I think him and my other coach named Raymond had a conversation about me, starting to spar the boys and etc. And then one day they came to me and they were like, do you want to do a bit of boxing? I was like, yeah, I want to do a bit of boxing. I thought he was gonna bring me in the ring. Little did I know, he just wanted to teach me how to move forward, backwards, move my head, move my feet, sleep and everything. That's all I did back to back for like a good couple of months, just knowing how to keep my hands up, move my feet. So like in boxing now, I always say like people always tell me, slow your feet down, Cindy. I'm like, I can't slow my feet down because when I first started boxing, my coach, Dave, every time, in and out with the feet, in and out with the feet, always with my feet, always my feet. Never stay on the rope, just move your feet all the time. So like, when you go elite level, you kind of like have to look at certain things that you don't really have to do too much and etc. But basically what I'm trying to say is like, because my coach was so hard on me, telling me you have to move your feet all the time. I don't like when you're standing still. You have to move. Now I'm like, now I just move my feet without even knowing it. I just move it now because it's like muscle
So
memory.
going forward to when you had your first amateur fight, how old were you?
I was about 15 years old.
Right.
I was
So
15
at
years
what
old.
age did you meet Alex?
When I was, is it 20 years old, Alex?
Right.
I remember you come down when you was a big girl and you sparred
Yeah,
Jenna. I think you may have been because Jenna was quite big at the time. Were you
yeah,
80?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So were you
yeah, yeah,
91 then? You were
yeah,
big,
yeah,
and I remember you being quite shy.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And then so she sort of come. I think she'd had one amateur fight, and we had a girl who'd had one. I'm sure you'd had one fight then. Did you had
Yeah,
one?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I started coming to the
And
gym,
then she
fighting
she just
boxing.
sort of come in and leave, and I wouldn't see her for a bit, and she'd pop in, and the weight were coming down, and then she started sparring some of our amateurs, Marcus Tomlinson, who's a good
Yeah,
professional. You get him
he
with
blew
Marcus,
me up.
yeah.
He blew
But
me
I'm
up.
thinking she's tough. Marcus can fight. He's 6-0 now, and I think 2 knockouts or something. But he can fight, Marcus. He's got a good reputation. And I'm thinking she can fight, and Dave kept telling me, "Got this. She's good. She's good." Blah 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 blah. And I think that's when it was when her weight was coming down, and she just
Yeah,
started.
yeah,
Yeah, she
yeah,
drifted
yeah.
and out, drifting and out. Yeah.
So Cindy, I think you've either started or you've read Jamie Moore's book. So you must be quite acquainted with Alex and an anecdote to do with him and a bed sit where him and Martin Murray, where Jamie Moore and Martin Murray stitched Alex up
Yeah,
quite well.
Was it in
Yeah, I had
Martin's
great
book?
pleasure.
That was in
That's it.
Martin's book. Yeah, that
Oh,
was
was it
in.
Martin's book? Was it okay? So if you
Yeah,
haven't
it was
read
not
that,
in
then
Jamie's, in Martin's. Yeah,
in, enjoy that. Yeah, but I had the pleasure of interviewing Dave Langhorne for
yeah.
Dave's
I was going to say, Dave, don't you?
Jamie's book.
Yeah,
And that was good. He took a very raw Jamie Moore, who was a bit of a bad lad, and that's it. So just want to say now, so born in Cameroon, training in England, Team GB, absolute standout fighter, no doubt about it. Incredible future ahead of you. But You're fighting for the Fair Chance Refugee Olympic team and not Team GB. Clarify for the people watching what's going on there.
So I think 3 years ago I was an immigrant, and then I had my assessment with GB because each time you win the ABA, there's an ABA here in the UK that every UK from the north, from the west enter, and if you win the medal, you win the bell, you get a chance to get an assessment with GB, and obviously when I won mine in 2019, I got assessed with GB, and then I passed my I passed my assessment, and then when it was time, because the thing with GB, when you pass your assessment, you have to be a British citizen, and you need to have a British passport. But I didn't have a British passport, and I was just an immigrant. I didn't have nothing, so they let me go. I think 1 year later, I won my second ABA. I got another assessment with them, and then at that time, I managed to get my refugee status. And then that itself, refugee status, for me to have got my refugee took many, many years after spending so much money and so many setbacks. It's a long story to talk about, but anyway, we're here now. Um, I went to GB and I got assessed with them again. They already knew that I was an immigrant, so I told them in my head I thought, okay, I'm a refugee, I have paper now. Because as a refugee, you get given travel document and a BRP card that says you're allowed to work. So basically, with my travel document and my BRP card, I can travel into any in certain country, um, and I can go to university, I can work, I can do basically anything that any British citizen would do. But there are just little things that I'm not allowed to. But GB still couldn't take me because, like I said, they show me like a whole like a deal. When they do want to take you on the program, they give you like a signing contract, like a contract they need to sign. But on the last page on the contract, it said you need to be a British citizen. You need to be a British citizen or have a British citizenship. Or sorry, you need to be a British citizen or have a British citizenship. So again, they let me go, and then I was just coming in and out, just training with them. I wasn't getting nothing from them or etc. It was just should benefit me, and I was okay with that because I saw I knew my potential, and I felt like being able to share the ring, sparring was with some of the international boxers that they have here will benefit me in the in my coming in my boxing career, etc. And then when I won my third ABA, I got another assessment with them, and this time I didn't have no. I'm still a refugee till now. So I think that was that during lockdown too, during coronavirus, during corona, and then everyone was just locked up, and a lot of amateur female was thinking about turning pro. Turning pro is, I think they were a bit worried for me to turn pro because I was like, listen, if there's nothing for me to do in amateur, there's no goal to hit or etc. I was already thinking about turning pro also, or maybe leaving boxing and continue my education because that also was like that. It also is still one of my is my goals in my life is to do well in my education. But that was true. I met a woman called Amanda Colson. She worked for England Boxing. She's like the head of England Boxing, and because I used to attend like different training camp that is set for like England boxers, in different state in the north or the west. Um, I know Amanda ever since ever since I won my first ABA. She's always been very supportive of me and taking care of me. So she saw that okay, this girl has so many potential and skills. We don't want to let that go. So that's what she told me about the refugee Olympic Federation. She was telling me, oh, there's a boy in Scotland that had the same situation as me. I think he still has the same situation as me, and he ended up competing in one international competition for the fair chance, the refugee team. And I was like, oh, okay. So she was like, let me go. I'm gonna do a bit of research into it and etc. I think after like 3 weeks, she came back to me. She got hold of some of the staff, the people that are in charge of the Olympic Federation community, and you have to apply. So to apply, you have to tell them what you have achieved. I could give them a list of things you have achieved and things that you have coming up and etc. Because Amanda Coulson, she has a lot of a lot of like power. So kind of her being involved, and GB boxing because I asked GB boxing if they can write a bit something for me. So GB boxing believed in me, and they see how many potential that was. That kind of boosted me up to be part of the as a scholarship holder in the. I'm not in the refugee Olympic team yet. I'm a scholarship holder. I'm a refugee scholarship holder at the moment. So I passed I passed the trial being part of the scholarship holder team, and that's how it started. And
So
I've been part of the coach.
just to say, because I'm going to come on to sparring in a minute, and looking forward to that. But I've got a question for Alex. Now, Alex, you've been around the sport a long time, in the ring, out of the ring, I was going to say self-professed, but you were given the name of the One Man Riot. Um, he's got bags of character. I think he's got potential to do stand-up comedy if he wants to. He's limitless abundance of capability with Alex. But focusing on the boxing, what impresses you about Cindy that makes you think she can go all the way?
I think she's got a few things. I think one is the history. So as you've just heard, she's been through trial and tribulations and all sorts, jumping through hoops, and she's still here and she's hungrier than ever. So I think what she's got character-wise, you can't build it. And I think all the adversity is making her stronger. It's giving her thick skin. She's got rhino skin. She's got thick skin. And as well as that, skill-wise, she's very coachable. And in this game, you've been around boxing for years and years, all your life, and you've got to be coachable. And Cindy's very coachable. She's quite easy to teach. I can teach Cindy and she understands. I can shout. It's like playing a computer game. When Cindy's boxing, it's like I'm on the PlayStation 4. I'm like double jab right arm, boom, boom, boom. And once she gets a rhythm, she's flowing. So she's very enjoyable to watch. She's got a lovely style. She's gaining a lot of fan base because of her style. I think she's even picked up that the Americans like watching her when she's on camps. And, the Americans love boxing. They know the boxing. She's got a really good style. And then as well as that, she's got something about her. She's a role model. In all this, she's been through all this trial and she's not bitter. She's not angry. She's a brilliant person. My kids love being around her. The gym love being around her. When she's fighting, we've got the screen on and everyone in the gym's like chanting for her, So she's just got a lot of star qualities. And she's got a lot going for her. If I keep talking, her head's going to go too big and we're going to need a panoramic screen,
I think Dave don't like when you talk like
It's great. It's gigabyte.
It's great. It's great to hear that that banter going. Right, we're going to talk sparring now. So I want sort of short and sharp answers here, and feel free to both of you to sort of jump in. So I'm going to start off with Lauren Price. Best thing about Lauren Price when sparring her?
Southpaw, and she has speed.
So your volume's gone there a bit.
Pardon?
You're back now. Sorry, your volume went. What's she got?
Okay. Oh, I said her being a southpaw and speed.
Okay, cool. Natasha Jonas.
Her feet and her defense, her hand defense.
Okay, when you say her feet, what she got, like ugly feet or something, or is it?
No, like no. I mean the way she moves her feet, she always have like her feet behind her in every punch that she does, and the way she moves, like footwork.
Nice.
Maybe I should say footwork and hand defense.
Okay, Savannah Marshall.
She's very slick. She has like this slickness in her when she's boxing. Yeah, she's very slick.
What's the height difference between you guys?
Savannah? I think Savannah's like 6 or something. I'm like 5'9", 5'8". So she's maybe like
not too bad.
4 inch taller than me. She's the giant girl.
Cool. And last one, Sandy Ryan.
Sandy Ryan. Sandy Ryan has a bit of an attitude. She's a great boxer. She does have a bit of an attitude. I feel like from the time that I'm just saying it from my experience when I sparred her. She was just trying to, she was trying to pull it on me. But at the end, I guess that's boxing for you. You know what I mean? Once you're in that ring, I'm not your friend. Once you get out, that's when she was talking to me telling me that I'm a great fighter, and I appreciate her. I really did because listen, she was in the same cycle as me with GB boxing, and she went, so
So, out of all the people you've sparred, who would you say has taught you the most?
Savannah Marshall.
Ah, okay. Now, I've interviewed Savannah a few times, and she's quiet, but she's really funny.
Yes, she is indeed. That's what I feel. That's what I feel like when people say Sana assassin. I'm like, once you get to know her, but it's normal. I think it's like that with every human being, isn't it? You're just a bit shielded. You show yourself, but once they know you and they feel your vibe, and they feel your energy, and you feel their energy, then that's when it just everything just flows, doesn't it? But she's a funny person, and she has a lot of sarcasm. I say,
Who's your best friend on Team GB?
oh my God, me myself and I.
It's a good answer. And also, the person in the mirror will never lie to you.
Exactly, that's the thing. Me, myself, and I. I've always been used to my own company. So Alex told me I need to get out there and be socialized. But I'm always used to my own company. I like my peace. But listen, it's not to say I am friend with everyone. I get on with everyone, all the way from Rob McCracker to from the boxers and the staff member, the coaches. I get on with everyone. I have no trouble with no one.
So, what makes Alex such a great coach?
The way he explained things so simple to me. One thing about me, I've always struggled to understand certain thing with not my coach Dave Langon, but like, after my coach Dave Langon, kind of retired, it was hard for me to find a coach, that I can just like when they explain something to me and I'm like, wow, that is that easy. It's really that easy. So I always tell Alex this because like he knows like how I struggle with like certain coaches because I went into certain gym. Not saying that them other gym that I went to, them coaches were not good. There's just that type of one coach that you just blend with. They just understand you without even you have to say anything. Sometimes when Alex ask me, do you like this? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, you don't. I'm like, I like it. He's like, I know you don't. And I'm like, and I try to fight and be like, yeah. He's like, I know you don't. You just don't want to tell me you don't. Yeah, I know. I don't want to tell you, but yeah, the way he just put things into easily in perspective, just easy for me to understand. I mean,
Nice.
there's
Last
many
couple of
more,
questions.
but that's just the main one. There's many more, but that's just the main one.
Yeah, we don't inflate his ego too much. So,
But
last couple of questions here. Criminology, degree in
Yeah,
criminology.
yeah, I did. I finished my degree last year. I'm very proud of myself.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That's absolutely amazing. I'm not sure if you know, but I go around to a lot of prisons. I do talks in prisons constantly, trying to inspire people with the power of reading and writing. And sometimes I need an outstanding person or two to come with me to prisons. I was up in Preston a couple of times last year, and I'm kind of all around the country. So if you two could think of maybe two people that might want to come along with me to another visit,
yeah,
that might not be a bad idea.
Ah,
Also, yeah, and I
me and
also
Alex will
I've
go.
got a
Me and Alex will go.
that would be great. Listen, I've been sitting here and you've been sparring the hell out of me, and I'm sure the prisoners would be hanging off every word. It'd be great. So the last question. Here we go. We're going to get Alex to answer first in this one. If you could spar 3 rounds with any past boxing legend, who would it be?
you know who I always like the aggressive fighters. I think you probably knew that anyway. But I'd say Arturo Gatti. But it would have been a nice fight, I know. But it just would have been one of them that I'd have liked to have done. Arturo. It
Nice.
would have
Well,
been a privilege. It would have been a privilege.
the reason I went ooh is because you don't have a stand back style. You'd have gone head to head with him. It'd
But
have
yeah,
been like
and
it would have literally been like Barrera Morales. So I'd have paid to see that definitely. Cindy, any past boxing legend, 3 rounds, who would it be?
Mine will be um I would have said Mike Tyson, but I've been watching a boxer lately. I think I showed you the video to Alex. Jerome
Gerald, G-Man.
yeah, he's the one that
Oh,
I would
Alan.
love to.
Gerald
I would love to
McClellan.
spar him.
Yeah, yeah.
Good choices. Good choices. Well, me personally, I don't want to spar either of you guys because you beat the crap out of me. But verbally, I've had a great time of sparring of sorts here. Cindy, what an honour and pleasure to have met you. I'd love to catch up with you both again, maybe
Yeah.
in a few months' time. I think you're going to be all over the television. It's been a bit stagnant because of COVID. You're winning goals quicker than jewelers at the moment, and you're only going to keep stacking it up. You're going to be
Thank you very much.
successful in everything you do, whether it be in criminology, boxing, your professional career, etc. So, on behalf of Sloth Box, I just want to thank the both of you for coming on this evening.
No,
Thank
thank
you
you.
very much for having us.
Well, good to
Thank
see you.
you.